Tankers of Blitz Universe, it's been long awaited, it's been a long request, it's been available in the training rooms for some times, and Mines will finally get a rework and be available as a map to play proper World of Tanks Blitz battles on. This is the first update we will be featuring on the upcoming 3.3 patch of the game. And I'm going to drive the IU-251 around the familiar old Mines map and compare those bits that are different to the new one, which is obviously available in the training rooms. It's been there since update 3.1. I think it's a very good move by Wargaming to make those maps available to players, to have it featured on the forums and really ask people for feedback. I think it remains to be seen what they will do about it. In my opinion, it hasn't changed a lot since it has been in the training rooms. But that said, if not a lot has been changed, then the map was pretty much a good redesign to start with. And I think that Wargaming have done a proper job in redesigning this one. I'm not too keen on a new Copperfield redesign actually, but Mines has some interesting features really. Rebalancing of spawn points, and most particular a change of the cap position, because you can see it straight away from the two mini maps. The map has been changed, a large portion of the right side is not used anymore, a lot more on the left side, but the big thing is obviously the cap position. It's not anymore at the bottom of the hill. The entrance of the hill is not overlooking the cap position. No, cap is not even anywhere near the center of the map. It's in the top right corner, northeastern corner of the map. It can be overlooked by the hill, but you have to take the hill to overlook the cap completely. And I think this will make for some very strategic gameplay. Lighthouse area might be even more redundant than it is now. But that said, it's far away from the cap. It is a bit more protected from the hills area, and the water has been redesigned as well, so this could very well become a flanking maneuvering position par excellence. Sadly, all these wooden bits, you can't still drive on them, you can't go around this corner. You can't drown tanks either here, that's a good thing. I don't like that spot on Mirage where you can actually drown tanks, and I think it's a stupid thing really. People just go in there and go YOLO and drown themselves, and that's a benefit for people who want to play the game properly. But by all the looks and feels of it, Mine still has that feeling it had in the old map. There is still the way up on the entrance. It's not as steep as you can see here on the old Mines. This was the proper medium side. The other one was far steeper. This one had a lot more advantages for mediums. You just had to rush up the hill, use speed boost, go left, park a tank behind that rock, hold down, and you could easily defend the cap entrance. As you can see, it has been flattened out. Well, maybe not so much, but some rocks have been placed on the approaches up on the hill entrance. Obviously the hill itself, it hasn't been changed a lot. Some ironing out over here, some flattening over there, a bit of rock over here, bushes planted, trees planted, etc. But the main bits are still there. The mine itself on the entrance, I think that shed has gone, which is on the left. You can see I'm looking into the corner where the new cap position is actually. But you can see it over here. It's still the same barricades, same guardhouse still. Mine is still there. A few rocks over there, not as high as on the other map. This ridge wasn't there on the old Mines. You can still look into the left, as you can see, into the town. A bit more open view, so that will be a bit different. You can see the cap from over here. That tower is still there, but this area has been changed actually, where you could see into the town area alongside the left and the right of the church. That is not possible anymore. So in that regard, capping out might be a viable option, a viable tactic, if you manage to get a lot of tanks in there, maybe 4 or 5 tanks of them, and have 2 or 3 on top of the hill. As you can see, it's a bit harder to look into the cap area. You can still look left and right, but it's flattened. It's not a sloped area, and because it has been flattened, this has some repercussions as well to the fact that mine had a back entrance and a side entrance. The spawn areas actually look quite familiar as well. We are driving back to the southern spawn on the old mines. This side entrance, very easy to use in tanks that could do 60 kilometers per hour top speed. SP1C could get up there. Helsing, the new tier 7 premium Halloween tank, that's right, can actually get up there. RU, no problems whatsoever. T62 speed boost if you drive it properly. Leopard P tier, Leopard 1 tier 10 German medium, they could all get up there. Not anymore for the fast tanks on the game now. Might be a bit, well, disappointing for people. You can still drive into wrecks because I'm an idiot. But you can't get up on the left side of mines anymore. I've tried it. As you can see, it's way too hard to get up. They're all hard rock and stuff. But the spawn points, as mentioned, they still look quite familiar. Bunkers over there, ridges, barricades which you can shoot, the guardhouses obviously which you can run down. This bit of spawn extends a bit further into the back, so if you can get a field of fire onto the hill area, maybe even into the town, that would be useful for some tank destroyers. And the town itself on the side of the hill, it also looks familiar. It's not completely the same, but all the familiar bits are there. So the basic outlines of gameplay will probably be the same, except for, like mentioned before, the moving of the cap. So hill and cap, even more important, or as important as they were. Remains to be seen. That said, this area on mines, it was the so-called backdoor. I have a video on it using the BT2. You could get up there easily if you had a light tank with good power to weight ratio. Is it also available on the new mines? We are going to try that. As you can see, town has been changed a bit. Some of the same houses, some new rock added on the left side. You can't bump into a building over here, but we can try the side of mines. Here we go, through the cart and through the walls, through the brick walls, all thundering down, picking up speed. Can we get up onto the side? No. You would have guessed it already, Wargaming have changed that. In that regard, the hill entrance will be important to guard it, because it is a strategic position overlooking the cap, and there are no possibilities to get up on the hill in any other fashion. That bit I find a slightly disappointing, really. I would have loved to have 2-3 entrances on the hillside. Maybe they shouldn't have moved the cap position altogether if they had 2 ways to get up on the hill. Maybe like Castilla has. Castilla has obviously 2 sides where you can get on top of the Castilla hill. That would have been a good one as well, because it would make for more tactical gameplay. But if they have just 1 entrance on the hill and the cap position way removed into the corner, as you can see here, it will give some variation in gameplay too. Looks aside, it's not as much as a Russian mine as it was before. It's more Spanish looking, Castilla-like looking to my mind. The colors are more vibrant than on the old mines, and that is a good thing too, in my opinion. I like maps with good colors. New Copperfield, a bit drab, monotonous in my opinion, and this is a lot better. So we are going to take a look now at the area beneath the lighthouse on the old mines first. Sorry, watery area on the old mines, slow tanks down, really not that much of a use unless you really had to go through it. Heavy tanks weren't in their place. Really here it just slows them down, and open fields of fire to the left and right from their tanks. That has been changed. There's still a lot of water over there, so I wouldn't advise going in there, but big patches of sand, soil and ground are there as well, so flanking tanks could use it. As you can see here, it also has been flattened out a bit on the bottoms of the slope. There is a bit more in terms of sand to drive off. As you can see, left, right, flattened out a bit. But this redesign, I think it is a good one. I've mentioned it before, I liked it. A bit disappointing, to be honest, that the hill only has one entrance, but the removing of the cap area, instead of having it on the entrance of the hill into the corner, makes for some variation in gameplay. Maybe Wargaming will test it out. They have moved cap areas before, obviously. For example, Middelburg. It used to be on the bottom of the hill, then it was moved into the town. Canal is the same one. Having said that, I do applaud Wargaming for making Minds Test available in the training rooms first, and actively gather feedback from the community. And I do hope Minds Reworked will deliver as it did in the on the test server, because I think it's a good redesign. More preview videos on the channel are coming up, so keep an eye out here also for a new contest which will be available in a week or two on Load Aim Fire channel. Cheers people, as always, happy tanking!